If you don't know what's happening right now, I'm going to break it down to you like you're five. So, America is the parent company of Israel. It's been the parent company of Israel for decades. America funds Israel using US taxpayer dollars. It provides its weapon and security, etc. And this has been going on for decades. And right now, the parent company, the US, has reached old age. It has accumulated all this debt. It's time for it to retire. It's also reached its stage of dementia. And so right now, you have 250 US legislators that have gone on a trip to Israel, which is completely paid by Israel, but really the US taxpayer. And they've gone there to basically pledge allegiance to the country, which is really pledging allegiance to their new boss. I just want to make something really clear here right now. This is the largest US bipartisan delegation to ever visit a foreign country. Do you understand? These are US lawmakers. They're US lawmakers. They make laws in the United States of America, and they just went to another foreign country to pledge allegiance. So take a minute and process that how you wish. At the same time, TikTok and the US have finalized a deal, basically saying that the US is going to have a separate TikTok app from the global TikTok app, which will be controlled by Zionist algorithms. It will be controlled by 3 companies in the US: Oracle, Silver Lake, and Harrods, which are all 3 Zionist entities. Do you understand what's happening right now? Our information is being hijacked by a foreign entity. I cannot stress this enough. At the same time, they're saying that it will be an American board with US government oversight, but obviously it will also be Israeli oversight and an Israeli board. The app will look exactly like the TikTok app, except it's going to be controlled by US and Israeli algorithms. So they will be pushing Zionist propaganda all day, every day. Despite this country being hijacked by a foreign entity that has been in the making for decades, I still remain very optimistic, mainly because I feel like situations like this have to reach an extreme level for people to wake up, mobilize, and take action. And unfortunately, now you have people like Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens saying things like, it's not the right versus left. We need to come together. And basically, we need to come together because the country is being hijacked by a foreign entity. Another part of it is like, I'm not worried about this TikTok thing because it's time for us to create alternatives, to get into the mindset of an alternative to TikTok, something that is made for us by us, an alternative to Starbucks, an alternative to Spotify. We need to be conscious about what we are supporting and where our money is going. And this is steps. We are all taking steps, but we need to get into the mindset of an alternative. That's how we mobilize forward.
Comment down below what you guys think about TikTok being controlled by Zionist entities.
Coup in America. We have to liberate America. This is a big issue for the American people, by the way. As you know, over decades, US congressmen have been entrapped one after the other by Israel to engage in sexual depravity with children, as Israel was secretly recording them on camera. And those videos are being used by Israel to blackmail these politicians to do anything Israel demands, or else the videos will be leaked to the public. I believe the same blackmail operation has caught many leaders in the UK and the EU as well. And that's why they all act odd and look soulless when they have to defend Israel's crimes, because they are under duress and can't reveal their plight to anyone. By orchestrating this blackmail operation, Israel conducted what is essentially a coup d'etat against the democracy that US politicians represent. Israeli operatives have thus usurped the American people's sovereignty over their own country by blackmailing these representatives to serve not the interests of the American people, but the interests of a genocidal foreign country first. The politicians are then given their marching orders and talking points by Israeli agents under the Israeli organization called AIPAC. Every congressman or woman has a person they call an AIPAC babysitter who tells that politician whatever Israel wants them to do on any given subject. You could just as well call the babysitter a personal prison guard or a minder, just like in North Korea. One of the most important actions these politicians must take is to always approve US foreign aid to Israel every year without fail. But after the money reaches Israel, part of it is then sent back to America from Israel to be used by AIPAC to buy more US politicians and also fund the election campaigns of the other politicians who are already under Israeli blackmail, so that they continue serving Israel in Congress to vote for more foreign aid to Israel, which the politicians will again receive more kickbacks from. Basically, these politicians are being coerced to engage in a cycle of corruption and money laundering. These are federal crimes under US law. Now, besides approving money for Israel, they must also defend any action that Israel takes in the Middle East, be it genocide, air attacks on neighboring countries, or forced starvation on Palestinian children. This has been revealed by UK politician Jeremy Corbyn, who refused outright to be part of this scheme. The overthrow of democracy through blackmail should have never been allowed to happen anywhere. And all US congressmen who are compromised by this Israeli blackmail coup should actually report themselves to authorities, or else the people and the victims of their sexual depravity should make these politicians face the real risk of being deemed as willing treason collaborators against the people, right? Against the American people's sovereignty, against democracy, and against America itself. Right now, Israel is doing everything so that the Epstein files do not come out. They are most probably the ones using a blackmailed Donald Trump to try and bury the files and videos so that they keep the power of blackmail that they have over America's politicians. Power that they have stolen from the American people who elected these politicians. The American people should not let this brazen coup d'etat against their country continue. This foreign regime in power in America, behind the curtains, is the one engineering the loss of freedoms of the American people, particularly when it comes to criticism of Israel. People are being cancelled, losing their businesses, and others their jobs, their families and marriages breaking, their homes breaking, for simply exercising their First Amendment right to speak their conscience. This regime is leading the US down a slope that culminates in not only the end of America as a free country for all its citizens. If nothing is done, it ends with deranged genocidal Israeli lunatics ruling the world. My role is to hereby alert the American and European people who might not be aware of the full scale and magnitude of this coup against their democracy. Thank you.
So basically, to break that down, Israel is being funded by the US taxpayers. Israel has blackmailed the US politicians and have recordings of unprecedented content that they would not want exposed to the American people because of the consequences. So therefore, the politicians must do what Israel tell them to do, because the American politicians are puppets. Hence why the Epstein files still have not been released. Comment down below what you guys think. If you made it to the end of this video, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and drop a blue heart if you made it to the end. Until next time.